Not getting the desired results from China. The US has once again set its sights on Myanmar, preparing to intercept Myanmar's rare earth resources. Then, why is the US now targeting Myanmar's rare earths? Will this plan succeed? Why does the US want to acquire Myanmar's rare earths? In fact, the US is not without rare earths. According to the US Geological Survey, and data from multiple authoritative institutions show, the US's rare earth reserves are between 1.8 million and 1.9 million tons, accounting for 4% to 5% of global rare earth reserves. But most of the rare earths in the US are light rare earths, which cannot be used in military high-tech fields and other areas, and the US lacks raw materials for heavy rare earths, let alone a complete industrial chain in separation and refining, and multiple key links such as high-end magnet manufacturing. There are significant gaps, especially the refining capacity for 7 types of heavy rare earths such as shanga and didang is completely zero. In this regard, China's authority is also the point that worries the US the most. China not only has the largest amount of rare earths in the world, with a total reserve of up to 44 million tons, accounting for more than 36% of the global total reserves, and also controls over 90% of the classic production capacity worldwide, supplying 92% of the world's rare earths, especially in the research and development of heavy rare earths. Even over 90% of the heavy rare earths in the US rely on China for supply, including the only operating mine within its territory, the Mountain Pass mine. The ore, sand mined, still needs to be transported to China for refining and deep processing. This strong full industry chain advantage of China, technological patent barriers, and market control power has forced the US to carefully consider the structural challenges in rare earths, such as rebuilding the industrial chain through cooperation with allies, searching globally for rare earths to strengthen reserves, etc. However, the rare earth advantages within Myanmar are very obvious. According to estimates from different institutions, the unexploited rare earth reserves within Myanmar reach up to 28 million tons, accounting for 15% of the world's total reserves, mainly located in Kachin State in the north, Shan State, and the eastern Wa State. Recently, it was reported 2 new medium to large rare earth mines were discovered in northern Myanmar, not only with considerable reserves, but 50% are middle rare earths, which is exactly what the US needs. According to 4 informed sources, the US is discussing several items internally that could significantly change the US's long-term policy towards Myanmar. The core purpose of this shift is to weaken China from its dominant position in the global rare earth industry chain, that is, from the Chinese supply chain, combining Myanmar's rich heavy rare earth resources. Instead, provide strategic services to the United States. Of course, these suggestions are currently only at the discussion stage. No detailed and specific plan has been formed. Policy insiders also revealed the plans being discussed by the United States mainly include 2 approaches. One is to negotiate with the Burmese military to facilitate a peace agreement with the Kachin army. The other is to bypass the Burmese military and directly cooperate with the Kachin army. Those who propose the above suggestions also hope that the United States can ease tariffs on Myanmar, lift related sanctions, strengthen cooperation with India on the Tintai area, etc. Can the US plan to obtain Myanmar's rare earths succeed? For the United States, currently, rare earth purification faces 2 major issues. One is limited capacity, the other is pollution. But if the US produces overseas, it doesn't need to consider pollution. As for capacity, as long as there's ore, even if the supply chain cannot be replicated in the short term, it still counts as adding to this game of strategy. But the problem is, if the US obtains Myanmar's rare earths and reaches an agreement with India, can it break China's rare earth monopoly? Actually not. First, the situation within Myanmar is complicated. The conflict between the Kachin army and the Burmese military, it is not something the US can easily resolve. After all, the Kachin's real demand is to secede from Myanmar. Moreover, the rare earth minerals found in Myanmar, most of the control over the mines is not in the hands of the Burmese military or the Kachin army, but is in the hands of another major enemy force, the Wa army. The US is trying to find a breakthrough between the Burmese military and the Kachin army. To find a breakthrough will be difficult to achieve the final goal. Furthermore, rare earth refining technology remains an unavoidable topic. If this core issue is not resolved, the US will also find it hard to truly compete with China in the rare earth sector, to form a direct competition. Moreover, due to the harsh environment in northern Myanmar regions like Kachin State, the terrain is rugged. For the US to transport Myanmar's rare earths to India, it would need to establish a new route between Myanmar and India. The investment cost and construction difficulty are very high. These practical issues will become a major obstacle in the US's way to obtain Myanmar's rare earths. A significant challenge These insurmountable obstacles also lead to the US's plan to seize Myanmar's tin and rare earth resources, having almost no possibility of being realized.